Hey, it's Tori, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have the wonderful Anatoly of Nytt Land. How are you today?
We are well. It's autumn already came to Siberia, and it's amazing, beautiful weather here. And we just working in home and spend a lot of time outdoor on the nature.
Yeah, it's been the same here. Like I'm in North Carolina, and
Ah,
that fall weather has just started coming in. The humidity's like gone away, and I love it. I love the cold. I love
yes, yes,
I love the
yes, yes,
wind, and I just it makes you just makes you feel something, just deep in your
yes.
bones. So you have your new album Torum coming out on October 6th via Napalm Records. You've already had two singles out already, which was Nord and Hugin Okay Munin.
Hugin Okmunin, yes.
How have you found the response to those singles so far?
Oh, I don't know, cause we just see the reactions in YouTube, and it's all.
Hmm.
We don't read a lot of response. Uh, for first singles, we choose these songs because this is like the road for people to understand and to feel our album like we want. And the third single will out next week in Wednesday, October 4th, and it will be the most aggressive, most aggressive in sound and maybe in video. But for us, it most deep and something a special song. It will be Rise of Midgard, and we make the very special video. It's really different from all works we did before, and we are looking forward. We're already very waiting when it will be released.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it because
Yes,
I've really fallen in love with your sound. Of course, I discovered you via my reaction channel, and
yes, I know.
yeah, I want to thank you guys. I've seen you guys like posting and sharing my reactions too, so thank you for that. And I wanted to ask who or what is Nytt Land in your own words?
Nytt Land, it's family. It's Natasha. It's the first. It's my beautiful and very talented wife, Natasha, and me. And our son sometimes, but he's too young, but he's dreaming to play with us, to start to play with us, to touring, playing concerts, and he's already studying in musical school, and we think one day he will be a part of our musical band. But yes, Nytt Land, it's a family. It's more the family than music.
Yeah, I definitely feel that coming across, especially following you on social media and how you interact with your fans. You talk to them as part of that family as well, and I really love that. I love that connection that you guys have. Um, could you give us like a rundown, like about the album and like put it in your own words what it's about?
The new album,
Yeah.
it's something. Yes, it's from one side, from the first vision, you can feel the new album. It's some continue of our previous album Ritual, because it's in ideas, in some arrangements, but in the same time, it's very different from all we did before. In the first, because previous albums was the more Scandinavian Nordic Vikings. The new album, it's more Siberian, shamanic. It's more dedicated to our homeland, to our western, southwestern Siberia. And this album, It's a big difference. If in the previous album you can find the Siberian songs in Scandinavian sound, in this album it's Scandinavian songs in Siberian sound, the same Huginok Munin.
Mm-hmm.
It's Scandinavian epic song, but there's rhythms and the music and the arrangement. It's Siberian shamanic sound. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how you combined your culture into your music.
It's all simple. Siberian, Siberia, it's our homeland,
Mm-hmm.
and of course we grown in this culture, we grown in these traditions, in this. Not, of course, not only shamans living around us, but yes, it's a part of our culture, it's part of our life. The Scandinavian, the Nordic, it's our it's part of our life from the school and then in university, because me and Natasha were historians. Natasha specializes in Old Norse and Scandinavia, the language
Mm-hmm.
and the culture, especially she she wrote the big work about the woman in ancient Scandinavian Vikings period. And me especially, it's in religions, the Islamic Christians and pre-Islamic pre-Christians religions. So this is connection. So we are very respect the and very love the Scandinavian culture, the language, the music, the romantic of this. Long before it was the popular, the fashion, before this Viking series, because when I was the child, I read the Tolkien, the Lord of the Rings, and Hobbit, the books based on ancient Scandinavian mythologies. And from these books started my journey to Scandinavian mythology and Scandinavian culture. And maybe this, yes, this our, I don't know, this our love, the Scandinavia mixed with our homeland culture, our traditional culture, Siberian. So, but not only Scandinavia, not only Siberia. In your album, you can hear the instruments from different parts of the world, as Mexican flutes, the African drums, percussions, African musical bowl. The last song, it's like outro, Yavel. Its name Yavel. It's playing on Mexican flute and African musical bowl. So we're mixing not only Scandinavia and Siberia, we're mixing all what we love, all what we respect, all what we want and what we feel. So
Yeah, you can. I feel that in your music. I feel that it's a passion that's coming from both like your heart and your soul, and it's just really really magical to listen to. And you talked on like the mythology. I was wondering, if you could go into like more detail about the mythology that you've chosen to feature on any of the songs that are on the album.
yes, we are working right now. We are working on the special project. It's like it will be something like the support project for album Torem.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we are working right now with Napalm Records. It will be the mythology. This project more my English. I not every time I can find the right words for saying. It's a project about the mythology. It's more not so musical, but more mythology, more historians,
Mm-hmm.
and you will hear, you will see it. I hope soon. Well, I am waiting news from Napalm Records about this, but we hope it will be soon.
I hope so too. I'm excited for that. What is yours and Natasha's like creative process like when you write?
It's all creative process in Natasha's head. So I just help Natasha with some technical stuff, because if maybe you don't know, all music, it's we are recording, mixing, all process, pre-production, production, and post-production of our music we doing ourselves. So Natasha make all music, I mix my role it's mixing, recording my instruments and my voice, and but Natasha composed all music, all songs. And the same with video. Natasha, director of all our videos, and the most work with camera, it's Natasha's work. I just took camera in my hand only when we need to shoot Natasha.
Yeah. So she's the beauty and the brains behind the whole thing.
Yes, yes. So all creative, it's Natasha's ideas, because it's for me it's something like the some kind of magic. Uh, we are living together already 15 years, and our son already 10 years, but I don't understand yet how it's working in her head, because every time she just asks us to working in studio, she closed the door, and we are spend time with son. I can go with him to walking, ride by bicycles, to just spend different time. And maybe 2, 3, 4 hours, Natasha opened the door, call us, I made the new song. Okay. It's usually yes, and every time we are waiting for it will be something special, because
Hmm.
Natasha, she is very important, not repeat what she doing before,
Yeah,
what
and
she
I
did before.
I can already hear that in I've because I with being a reactor I can't I really like delve deep into a band just on the off chance that you bring out another single or another video, and even in just the two songs like they're different from each other yet they still fall under Nytt Land, and it's really impressive when bands can do that, like they can change up their
Yes.
sound but still sound the same, if that makes sense. And it's I'm the same as you, like creative people like Natasha. I'm like, how do you do that? Because
Yes, I don't understand how it's working. For me,
yeah,
I just okay. I can work. I can yes. Sometimes I can play on my instruments, flute, stagel there's some percussion. Yeah, sometimes I have the interesting ideas in my head. I can bring it to Natasha and show to Natasha, and she can use this. But I don't understand how it's working in their heads. They genius people.
yeah. It's crazy that we get to experience life with those types of people, and you get to be married to that kind of person and have that creativity just flowing through your household, especially with the type of music you guys choose to do that is so very connected to the earth and to nature and everything like that. I think it's super special.
Yes, because we spend a lot of time we spend in nature. Because we live in very small town in Siberia. We live far from the big cities. Natasha don't want to live in big city, and for me too. It's not. It's big city. It's a different life. I don't know. We lived in big city 3 years before our son was born. And after this, we are back to our hometown, and we decide to stay here because
Yeah.
we have a lot of invitation to move to Moscow, to move to Paris, to London, to Canada, but we don't want to move to big cities, and it's our homeland. It's part of us, uh, in this land, in this air, in this nature. It's for us. It's very important. Yes.
Yeah, and I feel because I am English. I grew up and I was born and raised in England, and
Ah, yes.
I like in a little village as well in the countryside. And as a child, I feel like I took that for to advantage, and for advantage. It was, and then you grow up and you move away, and then you become so very homesick, and you just crave to go back. And I understand that completely. If I am
Yes,
also, I would rather live in the countryside away from everybody. I am not a city girl. Like, whenever I go into the city, I feel it's like that. It's like claustrophobic, if you will. It's like all of
yes,
those
yes,
buildings,
yes.
and it just, no. I'd rather, like, I love the ocean. I love the just the countryside, and if I could live in a little cottage on a cliffside, I totally
Yes,
would.
yes, 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 yes. It's true. Yes, the same. Because big cities, it's very loud. It's I don't know. Maybe if we stayed in big city, our music was not this kind of music what we're playing right now. Because very a lot of most I think the most important part of influences it's from the nature because just 2 days ago we are driving by our car to the forest not far from our home, just 15 minutes, and we're already in deep forest, not like the parks in cities, but it's real wild nature. We just stop the car, we just make the fire and just relax and hear the birds, hear
Hmm.
wind in trees. So yes,
It's
it's very important. It's very important experience, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that there's nothing like, as you said, hearing that wind rustling through the leaves, and just hearing
Yes,
the
yes,
sounds of
yes,
nature, and just becoming one with the earth, and just feeling that. And that's what I appreciate about your music, is that it takes you on that journey, and it transports you to those kinds of places. And it I listen to it a lot when I'm feeling homesick, because, like, I do live, it's not a huge city, but it is a city that I live in
mhm,
right now, because my husband's American, so I moved over to be with him. And we live in, it's kind of a big city, but we're close. It's a few hours drive to the mountains, or we've got the beach the other way,
old
so we're
school,
pretty central.
beautiful.
Yeah, so just whenever I'm feeling like, because obviously traveling home is expensive. You guys know, with traveling and touring and things like that. And yeah, whenever I'm craving that English countryside, I'll throw on some kind, like, music like yours. And that my sister also
Yes.
lives in Sweden, so I was visiting there this time last year, and it's such a beautiful country there too. And so I was wondering how you both, like, because you both do the throat singing, right?
Yes, throat singing. It's traditional vocal techniques of Siberia. The
How
first.
how did you guys learn how to do that?
We have the people who we live in this tradition. I don't know. It's the same. Uh, it's I don't know the native people living here. Most of them, especially the men,
Mm-hmm.
they can perform this technique. It's called tuva. The throat, it's a tuva throat singing. Tuva, it's a region of central Siberia. It's on the border with Mongolia because we live not far from Mongolia, and so yes, this is not something. The throat singing in Siberia, it's not something special. It's you can find the teacher who can teach you well and safe to make this. It's not a problem. But for women, yes, for women, it's not typical. So, and Natasha practicing throat singing already 4 years, and maybe just 2 years ago, she started to make the good sound because for women it's a little different physical in neck, inside of neck, the
Mm-hmm.
voice system, vocal system. So and this is the why not so many women practicing throat singing. But woman throat singing, it's more beautiful than the man throat singing. It's more rich sound, and yes, it's this is more treasure.
Yeah, I like because she posted a little snippet on your social
Yeah.
media, and
Hmm.
I was just amazed by it because, of course, it's it just amazes me like the everybody's culture is so very different, and to you, throat singing is just extremely just everyday thing, and to me,
No,
it's
it's
like
not extremely.
it's
It sounds, yes, it sounds extremely, but
yeah.
not. It's not like extreme vocal. It's safe enough.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I was just saying that it to me it's so very different because it's not something I would normally come across every day over
yes.
here, you know. Is there like a ritual you and Natasha do before you like head up on stage to do like a live show?
Mm, no, I think no. Our usual ritual when we are going to stage just spend time in silence. We don't like, because we live in countryside, we live in small town.
Yeah.
We don't love the noise and loud. So for us, the important before the first beat of drum starts playing, for us important keeping in quiet. So we prefer to sit in a dressing room just in quiet, not contact with people. After concerts, yes, after concert we can go to talk with people to make the photos or something like this. But before, no. Before concerts, no. Before concerts, we need to spend time only with ourselves to just to make our mind clear, to deepen, go in deep inside our mind, and then give our music to the people.
Yeah, that's understandable with the type of music you guys produce because you want to put all that energy up into the show itself rather than
Yes,
spend
yes.
it beforehand. So that's really, really interesting. I was wondering if you had any, I'm not going to keep you much longer. I know you've been had like a busy day of interviews. Do you have any last words for fans watching this about the album or just your music in general?
Oh, yes, usually I just recommend people just to start uh, start to hear, not not produce sound, but try to hear sound around you, the people around you, the nature around you. Because very important, learning to hear. Not only hear the nature and birds, they hear the people who close to you, who people who living around you. Of course, yes, and nature. Respect nature. Respect nature because not we are not masters of on this land. We are just very small part of this universe, and it's very important to respect this life around us and learning give this wisdom, trying to give this wisdom to our children, and it's all.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. There's moments in my day where if I'm not too busy, I'll just head out and sit on. We have like a little nice back patio in the garden, so I'll just go out and sit out there for 5, 10 minutes and just take it all in and listen. And it's nice to reset and refresh that way as well,
Yes,
and then continue on with your day. But guys, if you enjoy Nytt Land, the album Taurum is out again October 6th. I will leave that pre-order link down in the description along with Nytt Land's all of their links to their YouTube channel, their social medias. So if you enjoy them, please, of course, go ahead, subscribe, like, comment. And Anatoly, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. I appreciate
thank
you.
you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to become a Taurian. Speaking of becoming a Taurian, all of my social media links and my Discord link are down in the description. We'd absolutely love to have you come be part of the Discord community, and I will see you guys in the next video. Rock on.